Well, good evening, my fellow brothers, striving to be souls of light and love this July 7th, 2025. And we're going to make a podcast this evening about finding a godly wife. Now, I was asked a question by @homebatty4471. What do you think it takes for God to reward you with a godly wife? Now, guys, first of all, before I attempt to point you in the right direction to answer Home Batty's question, let me just say I am not married. I'm divorced. I am not an authority on finding a godly wife. I never have found one. I've been a sinner and I've chased women most of my life, and maybe that's why I'm single with no kids. But nevertheless, I prayed about it, and the Lord pointed me into several passages in the Bible. I want to get to them so the podcast isn't too long. Proverbs 18, verse 22 says, "The man who finds a wife finds a treasure, and he receives favor from the Lord." Because marriage is a sacred thing that God instructs us to do, to not fornicate with just any woman, but to only have sex with your wife. Now, what is this godly woman, and where will you find her? You're not going to find her in the bars. You're not going to find her at parties drinking. You probably won't find her at an AA meeting. But a godly woman is going to be a woman that's most likely maybe church, a small group that's connected to a church, a charity event where you're serving somehow. I used to serve in our church's food bank, and we would process food in a warehouse and then distribute it at food drives. So I met plenty of godly women there that were giving their free time, serving the Lord, serving the church out of the kindness of their heart. Those are the kind of women you want to be looking for, not the women that are on Tinder, are going to have sex with you very easily, or are engaged in those type of activities. So I don't have an exact answer for you, but I want to show you in the good book, the Bible, what a godly woman looks like. And that's in Proverbs 31, I believe. Let me see. Yeah. A wife of noble character. This is the kind of woman you want to look for, guys. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good and not harm all the days of her life. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She is like a merchant ship bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it, and with her earnings she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. Her hands are busy spinning thread, her fingers twisting fiber. She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. She has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has warm clothes. She makes her own bedspreads. She dresses in fine linen and purple gowns. Her husband is well known at the city gates where he sits with other civic leaders. She makes belted linen garments and sashes to sell to the merchants. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise. Now, the modern woman won't knit clothing and stuff like that, but the point is a modern godly woman will have these characteristics that this Proverbs 31 describes, which is a hardworking woman. She's wise, she speaks well, she doesn't gossip, she speaks kind words. Her husband can trust her. She enriches his life. She brings him good and not harm. So I have a friend who has a wife that torments him. This is not a godly woman. She spends all his money. She yells at him. She gets triggered on her bipolar personality. She attacks him physically, mentally, verbally. This is not a godly woman. This is a demonic wife he has. That's not what you want. She doesn't work. She stays at home and eats fast food, orders DoorDash and Uber Eats, and drinks scotch and is belligerent. This is not a godly woman. Okay? A woman that's using you is not a godly woman. This is a godly woman. She goes to inspect a field and buys it, and with her earnings plants a vineyard. She's energetic and a strong, hard worker. So a modern woman, maybe she's got a nice job and she goes to work, she works hard, she uses the money to support the family and help the husband pay the bills, okay? She doesn't stay at home and suck his finances and drain him financially. She makes sure her dealings are profitable, and her lamp burns late in the night. That means she's working hard all day. She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. She's generous, and she helps others, guys. So she has traits of light and love, like what we are striving to be, souls of light and love. This is a godly woman. Where do you find these women? You know, in the modern world, guys, I have not found one. I've come across them serving in the church. But if you meet a woman, analyze her character and her actions. If she's sleeping with you or others, or she's promiscuous, or she's using drugs, or she drinks a lot, she's not a godly woman. If you take a girl on a date and she gets drunk, she's not a godly woman. Or if you have a girlfriend or wife that's bleeding you dry financially, she's not a godly woman. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope I answered your question, Hone Batty. I hope I could point you in the right direction. Read Proverbs 31 of what a godly woman looks like. And when you're out there looking for a girlfriend or a wife, this is the kind of woman you want to look for. Get to know her and see how she acts. Actions speak louder than words, guys. Praying for you all. Love you guys. Have a good evening.